You are not failing. You are still unseen. You are standing in a silent space. You sweat every day. You work until your body feels heavy. You push, you repeat, you endure. But when you look around, there is no sign of recognition, no nod, no praise, no applause, only silence. It feels like shouting inside an empty room. Your voice comes back to you, sharp, cold, alone. And slowly the question starts to grow. Does any of this matter? You already know the truth. You just do not want to face it yet. Everything solid takes time. Everything real is built slowly. When nobody recognizes you, that is not failure. It is the quiet zone of life, the part where effort seems unanswered, the part where movement seems invisible. But invisible does not mean useless. The greatest buildings begin below the ground. No one celebrates the foundation. No one claps for concrete buried in darkness. No one praises the steel you cannot see. And yet, without that hidden depth, the whole structure falls. Your life is no different. A seed does not become a tree in a day. It stays buried for months, pressed by soil, crushed by weight, surrounded by darkness. If that seed forced itself upward too early, just to prove it was growing, it would die before it ever took root. That is the part people never understand. Growth is not always visible. Strength is not always loud. Progress is not always public. Sometimes, the most important work happens where no one can witness it. That is where your discipline matters. That is where your patience matters. That is where your pain is being turned into something stronger. Every silent step today is a foundation for tomorrow. Every unnoticed effort is a brick. Every hard morning is part of the structure. You may not see it yet, but that does not mean it is not there. Look at bamboo. In the first year, it seems like nothing is happening. No dramatic rise, no visible reward, no proof for the crowd. It simply holds to the earth and sends its roots deeper. People watching from the outside think it is wasting time. They assume the plant is weak. They assume the effort is pointless. Then the season changes, and suddenly bamboo rises fast. Very fast. Not because it did nothing before, because it was doing the most important thing all along. It was building underneath. The roots were expanding in silence. The base was getting stronger. The future was being prepared where no one could see it. That is you. You are not standing still. You are not empty. You are not behind. You are building underground. And that hidden work takes more strength than applause ever will. A man with a hammer strikes a stone 100 times. Nothing. No crack, no shift, no sign. Then the 101st strike splits the stone in two. People call that final strike the breakthrough. But they forget the first 100. They forget the pressure. They forget the repetition. They forget that the stone was already breaking long before the visible crack appeared. That is how change works, quietly, repeatedly, without witnesses, without reward, without immediate proof. A drop of water does not seem powerful, but let it fall long enough on the same stone, and it carves a mark, not through force, through persistence, not through noise, through repetition. That is the kind of strength the world does not understand. The world wants speed. The world wants proof now. The world wants recognition before mastery. And when the result does not come fast enough, people quit. They mistake delay for defeat. They mistake silence for uselessness. They mistake hidden progress for nothing at all. That is why so many people stop too early. They leave the road just before the roots deepen. They walk away just before the ground begins to give way. They give up in the season where growth is most vulnerable and most important. But you cannot judge a seed by the silence above the soil. And you cannot judge your life by what the surface looks like today. What matters is not whether the world sees you yet. What matters is whether you keep going. You cannot control when people notice. You cannot control who praises you. You cannot control the timing of your breakthrough, but you can control the next step. You can control your discipline. You can control your refusal to quit. You can control whether you stay in the work long enough to become the person who can carry the result. That is power. Not noise, not performance, not attention, power. And it begins in silence. No one is coming to rescue your effort. No one is coming to carry your pain. No one is coming to build your future for you. You have to do it yourself, again and again and again, step by step, day by day, even when nobody sees it. Especially then. Do not let the silence fool you. Silence does not mean nothing is growing. It means the roots are still forming. It means the structure is still being built. It means the work is still happening where the eye cannot follow. You are building depth before height, and depth takes time, so stop begging the world to notice you. Stop waiting for applause to tell you your work is real. Stop measuring your worth by how loudly others react. Put your head down. Keep moving. Keep rebuilding. Keep repeating the work. Keep choosing discipline over mood. Keep choosing the hard path over the easy excuse. One day, the results will speak so clearly that your silence will no longer need defending. One day, what you built in private will stand in public. One day, the roots you buried in darkness will hold the weight of everything above them. Until then, keep working. Work in silence, bleed in silence, grow in silence, because deep down you already know the truth. You are not lost. You are becoming.